next, it's tag team action. Anthony Idol and Frankie Frank, an unlikely team, pretty much, square off against Vermin.
Let's head back to the ring.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, the team of Johnny Yuma and Kevin Martinson, Vermin.
Getting set for tag team action. It's been quite some time since we had seen Kevin Martinson on this program. Rewind all the way back to the PP3 qualifiers, where he was defeated by Ryan Kidd, then injured Ryan Kidd, until we saw him launch back into action in an attack on the Wolf Zaddies.
Attack on the Wolf Zaddies. He gave him fair warning. He said, we do not come alone. And there they are, boys and girls. My boys, Vermin.
And introducing their opponents at a combined weight of 486 pounds, the team of the Neon Phenomenon, Anthony Idol and Frankie Frank.
These two, the Neon Phenomenon and the man who's hitting the lounge in every town, have forged a pretty interesting team that has scored some victories. These two actually qualified for the PP3 together in tag team action, and that certainly bodes well for Anthony Idol, who finds himself in the finals, and that coming up, of course, at the big PP3 blockbuster.
Anthony Idol's already sealed his deal. He got one more opponent to face, and that is all over. Maybe Anthony Idol will go on. We all know that's not going to be the case, but he might. And Frankie Frank, let me tell you something. This young man has impressed me as of late. Had that incredible battle with Ray Rosas. Unbelievable talent this young up-and-comer is. But let's not forget who their opponents are. That's Vermin. They don't take no guff from nobody. I guarantee you that. Very, very short match in the work, as Vermin will stand tall.
Well, your comment there won't take guff. I'll have to agree with you there. Not too many teams are taking a number to raise the ire of the Wolf Zaddies, and that's exactly what Vermin has, figuratively done. And I think that really stemming from the fact that Yuma, taking offense to the fact that Bad Dude Tito is not honoring his Vermin roots.
Well, come on now. How many opportunities has Yuma gone in there and tried to give Tito the rub and say, hey, remember me? And then Tito just stubs him off. Wouldn't you be offended too? Like if Dan Joseph came back here and is just like, and you were like, hey, Dan, I love you so much. I miss you. Like you do every week. And Dan Joseph just walked past, you'd be angry at him. You know that.
Well, that was pretty
it was good.
Uncanny, kennelly, yeah. Strength on display here by Anthony Idol. And we mentioned we're going to find out who will face Anthony Idol later on in this program as Ray Rosas battles Jordan Clearwater on the other side of the bracket in the semifinals.
Oh, boy, Mr. Yuma, that was not a smart idea on your part, I'll be honest with you.
Johnny Yuma trying to sneak up from behind. That little rat should scamper right back out of the ring. Double team offense now. Well, that's one way to get him out.
Take a tag to Frankie Frank. I don't know if that's a very smart move. Frankie Frank might screw this whole thing up.
Frankie Frank was enjoying the biggest win streak of his career recently, and you mentioned that incredible matchup with Ray Rosas in the quarterfinals. Swing and a miss there by Frankie Frank. Oh, I love that. The wrist control. The why you hitting yourself.
Wow. That's got to be illegal, Kennelly. It's got to be illegal.
Big brothers all across the world are going to be stealing that one. Abdominal stretch now here by Frankie Frank.
And look what's going on the outside. Mr. Yuma angering the sleeping giant. Not a very, very smart move.
Not at all. Scurrying back in now.
All four men. Get that man out of there, ref. He's not the legal man. He's not the legal man.
Trying to take advantage was Yuma. And Frankie Frank was wise to it. I'll tell you, Frankie Frank, impressive as of late. Dividing and conquering against one of the most dominant teams in the history, the 10-year history of this program. Well, until then, some of that signature double teaming. Into the cover now goes Kevin Martinson. Again, we celebrate an entire decade of action here at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, and a good chunk of that time was dominated by the faction known as Vermin.
Well, Vermin is a very, very dominant force, no question about it. And you saw that by Frankie Frank trying to take control over both men at the same time. Very foolish. He should have just cut his losses, maybe laid down and let Vermin do whatever they wanted to him, because it's going to only delay the inevitable, as Johnny Yuma now taking advantage of Frankie Frank to give him some of his assets there, Kennelly.
Oh, yep. Stealing a page out of my playbook there, Jessic. Tag is made. Kevin Martinson about to check back in, and it was the double teaming. Uh-oh, look out here. Not where you want to go.
You know, the
Into the
nasty,
seated splash.
the Nasty Boys had something called the pit stop. Maybe you could call that the crack shack.
There you go.
Frankie Frank is trying to scurry home. I don't blame him. If I had someone like Mr. Martinson going after me, I'd go ahead and try to run away too. You notice every time they tag, they got that V thing going. That's pretty cool.
You're easily impressed, apparently.
I like these guys.
More double teaming by Vermin. They've been in control, and really a more established team, obviously. Former tag team champions are Vermin. Uh-oh! Little friendly fire there. You can see the shock and dismay on the face of Martinson, who eats a big shot there by Frankie Frank. And he's got a finalist in the PP3 tournament with an outstretched hand. And the Neon Phenomenon can cause a variety of damage.
Oh, he was licking his chops on the outside, and now it's time to feed Anthony Idol in there with the ferocity like nobody's business, with the punches in the left and the right to Johnny Yuma and Mr. Martinson. Oh, my goodness.
In the public, if you will. Oh, can't hit that bionic elbow, at least not yet. Into the power slam, Cullen the audible is the big man. Here's the cover, looking to put him away. Only a count of 2.
Now Yuma, again, now we're talking about tenacity and ferocity, and Yuma has all that too. Despite his size, that man has the heart of gold, and he will go up and he will fight to the death, Kennelly.
I don't know if I would have tagged Frankie Frank back in. He had eaten some punishment, and now Idol hits the post on the outside. You can see it on the back of your screen there. And a wide open strike by Yuma.
Obviously, Idol was trying to run away and not try. Oh no, we got company, Kennelly. There they are.
The Wolf Zaddies are in the house with the distraction. Latino meat, bad dude Tito. The turnabout's fair play. Oh, that was the lights out in the ring. In the ring, the lights out. That palm strike. What? Frankie Frank did it. Unbelievable.
Here are your winners, Anthony Idol and Frankie Frank.
What a win! What a win! Frankie Frank hit him with the lights out, scores the pin for his team, and the PP3 semifinals coming up next in our main event. Don't go anywhere.